Previously on Twin Portals.
The silver waves of justice soared through storm-tossed skies in a desperate gambit to stop the machinations of the last surviving clone of Manchun. With their allies from Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and the Radiant Citadel, they descended aboard the Hammerhead to the bottom of the Citadel, wherein Manchun, channeling Rowan Crooks' towering soul pylon, sought to ascend to godhood. Pulled from the Radiant Citadel and cast upon the surface of Kelemvor's wall, SWOJ found themselves face to face with Zay's long-lost shape-shifting sister, Arcturia. Twisted in suffering, she sought to force them into breaking the wall, but SWOJ broke through her fractured mind, grounding her in the present as a friend. With her guidance, they made their plan to summon an army of imprisoned souls from the wall itself. She warned that doing so would get Kelemvor's attention, and that he would not be pleased.
Arcturia, Zay's sister, leads you all to the foot of the 100-foot-tall skeleton sitting on a throne near the giant crystal spire, which points straight up to the Radiant Citadel up above you. In the sky, maybe a mile up, you can all see flashes of light and lightning, fire. It's kind of a dull thumping, like 4th of July fireworks in the distance. Boom, 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 boom. There's action going on up there. And Arcturia brings some equipment with her and starts setting up this ritual right below the huge set of silver scales that this statue-like Kelemvor thing is holding next to you. Do you all have anything you'd like to do to prepare while she gets ready for the ritual? Anything you'd like to say or do?
How much time do we have?
A couple minutes.
Enough time for a short rest, or is that an hour?
Nah, not enough time for a short rest.
I'd like to help her as much as I can.
Sure, yeah. She has some equipment. She's carving out what looks kind of like two big circles on the ground, kind of right below the two silver scales that are held up in the sky. And she kind of explains to you all, Arcturia, as she's setting up, she says, Manchun is draining souls from the wall into his soul pylon, and if he's unchecked, he will grow as strong as a god. If you destroy it or stop him somehow, the energy that might be released might cause some damage to the citadel or to the wall, so be careful. As far as I know, only the power of a god can destroy the wall, so I think we're okay unless something terrible happens. And then she just, to Zay, is kind of like, be careful. The original Manchun knew words of power, dangerous stuff. It's how he defeated the original Rowan Crooks.
I gather around SWOJ and ask, do you think we should stay here and see what happens with the souls, or do you think we should try to get to the Citadel?
I think we should head to the Citadel.
Let's go to the Citadel.
All right.
All right.
And she begins the ritual, and the two circles flare up as she begins chanting some kind of a spell and tracing it with her hands and with like a magic stick that she seems to be carrying. And almost immediately, within like a minute or two, you see kind of a flare-up of green energy from up above on the Radiant Citadel as this wave of green kind of matches the necrotic energy of the necromancer that you've seen when you were flying in before. Starts to travel down towards the crystal spire and down the spire towards you all. Seems like it'll get to you in a few minutes. And Arcturia explains, this will take me about 10 minutes to prepare. So.
How do we get back to the Citadel?
To the Radiant Citadel?
Yeah.
You'd go up the crystal spire.
Let's go.
Okay, you say let's go.
We think if we can climb it, that we'll be able to get close enough to the... Is it touching?
They're almost touching, yeah, like tip to tip. The Radiant Citadel and the spire from the wall.
Okay.
As you're looking at it and getting ready to go, you can sense that gravity's a little weird here. Like as you get close to this crystal spire, it seems like you might be able to actually walk up it. Like you kind of feel your belly lurching as you get closer to it. However, this green wave of energy is getting closer and closer, and you can see that there seem to be like ghostly spirits in it approaching you as if a force is coming to interfere with the ritual. They seem hostile. Do you want to prepare or check anything, or just go right towards it?
Does it seem like anything we can prevent?
Seems like ghosts
Right.
of some kind.
Weren't we trying to get those ghosts at one point? Was that not something we talked about, getting that army out of there?
There is a force of green ghosts coming from the Radiant Citadel where Manchun is, along with his forces. You were using a ritual to bring up the souls from the wall itself to help you to fight these ghosts.
Okay.
Your ghosts versus theirs, but yours aren't ready yet.
Aren't ready yet.
Do
Got it. Thank
we
you.
have any sort of inclination as to whether we could command the souls that Scoot has
Which souls do you
to
mean?
help fight for us? So the dragon one, he has them in a bag of holding?
I hand it over to Zay.
I now have this thing. Do I have any inclination
You
as
peek
to whether
inside
I can?
for the dragon phylactery?
Yeah.
It's not in there. It's empty.
Oh, because they could have taken it into the garbage realm. I forget.
Right. The bag dimension.
Bag dimension.
The whole thing's cleaned out. Yeah.
Dang it. Okay. Well, that's not going to help us fight these ghosts that are coming toward us.
Yep. They're getting closer and closer to you, and you can hear shrieking on the wind. Everyone roll for initiative, please.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for Scoot.
Nice.
11 for Zay. So we're partway up the spire. Is that
You're like near the foot of
correct?
it. Yeah, right by this big skeleton thing.
so? We haven't started climbing it yet.
I don't think so.
15 for
15
Lark.
for Lark. And Ilka?
15.
Okay. So it's going to be Scoot, Lark, Ilka, Baddies, and then Zay. Scoot, there's this green wave with what looks like spectral beings. They all have like a little crystal at their heart that you can see as they get closer.
Mm.
And they get to within about 100 feet of you. Do you want to like ready an action or charge at them, or
They're
what's your...
100 feet away. I can't get to them for a couple rounds. So
Right.
I'm just going to stay with the group.
And we can say the fight, we can like hold the combat until, they're in range if you want to just go in for an attack.
Just going to wait for the group. If they're 100 feet away, I'm not going to run out.
Okay.
And no one's going to be able to get up there. So
Okay.
I'll just wait.
Lark.
I'll take little Dinky out of my bags, but just hold it for now. I won't use the word.
Bravely. Ilka.
I'll put spirit guardians up around us.
Okay.
They're at 15 feet around me. Anything that comes in is going to be taking... if I'm good, they take radiant damage. If I'm evil, they take necrotic damage.
Are they still Hello Kitties?
I don't know. They're feeling like little pirates with cannons.
Okay. They're readying the ballistae and
Yeah.
cannons all around
Yep.
you, at your feet. All right. And this green wave comes crashing in. It seems like a lot of this energy kind of leaches into the giant skeleton that's next to you, and the bones start to quake and shudder and shiver as if they're being filled with energy. But also, two spectral figures come charging right at the lot of you. So they're going to get hit by the spectral guardians first.
My little pirate.
Yeah.
Goblins.
So, is it a save?
Yes. If they fail the save, they take lots of damage.
They
If-
saved.
Then they take half the damage.
Which is how much?
3d8s.
Roll it.
10. So 5.
They both take 5 damage.
Good.
And then Lark and Scoot, since you were ready, if you want to go in for a hit, you can.
This is a ghost with a jewel heart.
Yeah,
jewel
they look like humanoid specters, kind of like the Lord of the Rings Return of the King, like green glowing ghosts with a crystal in their heart. Scoot, you were first in initiative, so what would you like to do?
How far away are they?
They're, we'll say, 15 feet away now.
All right. Well, I guess knowing nothing else to do, I will just rage and then attack right at that crystal.
All right, roll it.
That's a 4 and 15. So the 15 would be like 23.
Yep.
And
Is the 4 a 12?
plus 8, I think.
Then it actually hits too.
And their speed is still halved until my concentration breaks.
Nice.
All right. So that's 9 plus 5 plus 8. I'm sorry. 9 plus 8 slashing damage. So
Okay,
17. And 7 fire damage.
Very good.
So we're 24?
Yeah.
Okay. And then again is 5 plus... I don't know what I get for the bonus. I think I still get a rage on the second attack, right? Still get that rage damage.
I think so, yeah.
So that'd be 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And 2 and 3 fire damage. So another 11.
Very good. 35 total. Is that your 2 attacks?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just squaring off with one of these ghosts. You contact. They feel semi-solid, like you're cutting through something when you hit them. But the crystal kind of like wavers and stays where it was in its heart.
Gotcha.
Lark?
So they're more corporeal than I was thinking when they first came at us.
A little bit, yeah.
And did I
Kind of ectoplasmy.
when I was watching Scoot's attack, you mentioned the gem at the heart. Did it because that was sort of insulated from his attack, or what's...
Yeah, like it's kind of held within by this magical ectoplasm, and so it kind of like wobbled in there as he hit it, but then stayed inside.
I want to. Okay, well then I'll go with my original plan and see if I can't just like with a pool cue, just like knock it out.
Okay, make an attack roll.
What kind of English are you putting on?
I have a...
Are you hitting it down center so it rolls back to you?
I'm trying to get the spin so that it curves a little.
The same one that Scoot hit or the other one?
The other one.
Okay.
And just, just roll an attack. And then how should I modify this with my dex or how?
Yeah, I think so.
So then 21 to hit. Actually, sorry, 19 to hit. That's without any
Proficiency.
Proficiency, yeah.
Okay. You hit you kind of like don't quite hit it square on, but you do hit. So whatever damage that would be for Little Dinky, a D8. Are you extending it?
Yeah, I'll that's the what will make it go out is the extension. So
yeah,
here comes Little Dinky, and then
Shunk.
I'm trying to just poke it out.
Right, you almost do. Like you clip it and it spins off to the side of the thing's body, but doesn't quite go out.
Okay.
So
you totally tried to
roll damage.
Inspector Gadget that thing right out of there.
Yeah. So do you want me to roll a tiny amount of damage, or just okay? So I'll roll it. You said a D8.
Yep.
2.
Plus dex. We'll say it's a finesse weapon.
Okay.
Is it enough?
Well, then plus my proficiency.
No, just dex.
All right. Well, then it's 6.
46. The two of them, the two spirits, then are going to let out a deathly wail, a scream. Everyone in range, which is you 3. I think Zay, since you haven't acted yet, we'll say you're a little further back. But Scoot, Lark, and Ilka, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Dirty 20.
Great.
4.
7.
Okay. 12, and 6 damage. It's psychic damage.
Okay.
Right in the brains.
And then the other one does it as well. So roll again, please.
All of us?
Yep, the 3 of you.
I'll pick a different die.
19.
Very good.
I didn't add my proper modifier to this. I got to redo this later. I saved. I got a 19.
10.
10, 5, and 5 damage.
So 5 more. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ow.
Didn't have to write an 8. Excellent.
Yeah.
My brain hurts.
And then one of the giant bones of the skeleton is just going to break off from its rib cage and come crashing into the spire near you guys as if animated by this energy. So everyone make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Where's that good die again?
17 for Zay.
Nice.
21.
Very good.
The base is 6, so it doesn't matter.
18 for Scoot.
Good.
8.
8. Ilka, you're going to take 13 bludgeoning damage. The rest of you save and roll out of the way as this rib comes crashing into the spire. Doesn't really leave a dent. It just kind of shatters against it. Maybe roll for your concentration as well, Ilka, for your spirit buddies.
Does it seem as though it was knocked loose, or something starting to animate it?
It seems like something like broke it off, this magical force, and just kind of chucked it at the lot of you.
16 gone.
Okay, you're fine. You keep it up. Zay, it's your turn.
I cast Balm of the Summer Court on Ilka to heal her for
Yay!
11.
I feel
plus
better.
a temporary bonus point. And then I'm going to... So, am I correct that there's a vast number of spirits coming at us and they all have these little gems?
Most of the
breakable?
spiritual energy is coalescing into the giant skeleton, which just chucked bones at you, and 2 of them are charging at you directly, as if to interfere. It
Okay.
seems like they kind of want to get past you towards Arcturia down below.
Okay, I cast Conjure Animals, and I'm going to conjure 8 woodpeckers to send at those gems.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Do you know how much damage a woodpecker does?
No, I was trying to find it.
We'll say a D2. So just
Okay.
roll a D4 and divide it by 2.
So I
don't
have
know.
8 of them.
Okay.
There's decibel warnings around woodpeckers. Like, sounds substantial.
Why don't you make an attack roll for the woodpeckers?
Okay.
First. And we'll add a +5 to it. Just
15.
improvising. 15? Okay, they hit. So
Okay.
roll 8d4.
1, 5, 8, 12, 13, 6, 15.
Okay, that's plenty. The woodpeckers shatter the crystal, and the one that Scoot had damaged, they just swarm onto it, and it is a resounding, keening boom as this necrotic energy is released by the shredded soul crystal that was inside.
A woodpecker's tongue is longer than its body, and
What?
it wraps around the back of its brain inside its skull to cushion itself from a concussion.
That's fantastic.
That's insane.
From hitting things so hard?
Yes.
I just,
You needed to know that.
Yeah, I did. Thank
yeah.
you. So if you just imagine that while this is happening.
Yeah, I am.
Cool. Scoot, we're back to you. Seems like Arcturia's ritual is flaring up. There's this like blue fire rising from the circles down below you.
Is there still one big
There's
skeleton?
still one. There's the energy inside the giant skeleton, and then the one specter near Lark.
I'll go after the specter.
'Kay.
That's a 19 plus a lot.
Yep.
And crit.
Okay.
That's gonna be a lot of die.
I think so.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot.
Like
So
4 damage dice.
it's gonna be a lot. Okay, so the first one is 2 ones. Excellent. So with the 8 for the first attack, that's 10 slashing and 10 fire damage. And then the crit is 11 slashing times 4.
Times 4?
Is it times 4 now? I don't.
Did you get a new
Maybe it's
multiplier?
3. Maybe it's 3.
It's at least 3.
It's at least, we'll say 3. So 33 slashing damage. And plus 5. So
How do
that's
you want to
30
obliterate this thing?
37
Scoot?
slashing. Well, I want to hit it with my fire attack now,
okay.
too. And that's 9 times 3, so 27 more.
So you completely pulverize it with your axe, and then there's just this like poof of fire.
I just want it to become the dust that's on this planet.
Yeah, they
it's just
effectively
gone.
did. Yeah.
Like the fire one might have just poofed it into vapor.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what? It disappeared.
Interesting.
But somehow I got XP.
So you get some XP. It's
Yeah.
like
It's like
not enough for a level
ting,
up.
ting, ting, ting.
However, you have a brief moment of respite as this energy, as the bones on the skeleton near you begin to crack and shiver, and about half of them, like the other half of this rib cage that was being chucked at you, and one of the arms kind of like crunch up into a ball and then extend into this sort of tower-like bone construct, which begins to crawl towards you all. The ritual is nearly done at this point. But as you see this all happening, do you all prepare or do anything else, or just kind of square off on the spire?
Does it seem like it's going to make it to Arcturia in time to defeat the ritual or disrupt it?
It would have time to get there before she's done.
Okay, so we got to
For
go
sure.
protect her.
But this is not Calimbor who's showing up.
No.
There's a bunch of ghosties inhabiting his body.
Mm-hmm. Inhabiting a giant skeleton because it was there.
Isn't this like the will of Manchun?
Yes.
So that's what we're fighting?
Let's see.
I'm not even going to make you roll knowledge for that. You've been exposed to it enough at this point.
Okay.
How far from it are we? Scoot, I propose that you throw me towards that tower and
I don't let her finish.
Toss me.
I don't let her finish. I just grab her and I whip her.
All right, roll strength. Where are you being whipped to?
towards the I want to do thunder wave out
okay.
from me.
So
At it.
the special from the
I'm
Ethereal Galleon earlier
Yeah.
throwing you at ghosts
at the skeleton tower.
or the tower?
At the bones. Yeah.
At the bones. Okay.
The bones that are approaching and might make it to
It's
us.
going to change how I roll. So. That's 13 and add 4. So
Yeah, you get right where you need to be, Zay.
And if I have proficiency in throwing a halfling, it's 21.
Do you?
I can't see how I don't at this point.
That's true. Okay, so you want to aim for like the top part, the middle, if you're trying to do the most damage? Yeah.
The middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
trying
throwing
to
it
get
at the
to-
middle. And maybe a hammer thrower, like do a spin.
Yeah, you soar about 80 feet, say.
Amazing.
At this point, the rest of you are down closer to Arcturia, defending her, like you were kind of talking about?
Sure.
Okay. So you're kind of chucking Zay upwards at this thing as it crawls down the remnants of this skeleton towards you.
You're in the Eagles Tower now. You have to spot for us. You have to call out the hits.
Thunderwave?
Thunderwave.
It's a con save. It fails.
All right. They get 2d8 thunder damage and are pushed 10 feet away from me, hopefully, and away from itself.
Roll the damage.
Okay. 4.
4. It does double damage, so you do 8.
Hey.
It seems like the magic holding it together is strong enough to not completely get unknitted.
Oh, failed is 2d8. What is...
2 more d8?
I'll check that later.
Okay. We're going to go back around then. Scoot, was that your action to throw? I guess we're back in initiative.
You tell me.
Am I when it becomes my turn again, will I be midair still, having cast this spell
I think
moments
you'll be
before?
on it. Yeah, I assume you grab it, or do you try to not?
My plan is to transform.
Okay.
But I probably need
We'll
more
start at the
time
top
for
of
that,
initiative.
yeah.
Yeah. So Scoot,
Yep.
we'll say that was out of initiative as you guys were engaging, and now you're within a move's range of it. It's up a little bit, but you can easily climb and jump up the scattered bones that have fallen down from this skeleton at this point.
What's coming up with the army of ghosts coming at us now?
So there's this deep pulsing happening that reverberates around the whole wall, and you can feel this sense of this energy in the air and this crackling, there's this momentum of something rising up, but you don't see any
so
army
nothing's
of souls.
here yet.
Yeah, it's still finishing up.
Okay.
The 2 circles that Arcturia is still tracing are flaring up super high, 10 feet with blue fire.
So the only threat I know of is possibly the skeleton.
Right.
That's forming. And
Right.
Zay is how far up?
60 feet now?
Okay. All right. And I'm how far away from it?
About 30 feet from
About
its
30 feet.
closest part.
Excellent. All right. Well, I would like to, and I don't have the stats. I'll look this up. We're in the middle. You said potion was a bonus action?
Yeah.
I'm going to chug this potion of protection from evil and good that I've got on me, that I've had for this season.
Smart.
Seems like a good time to use that. So I'll look up what exactly that does in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to run towards the base of the skeleton. And if I've seen anything move on it, I would like to attack it. If it seems
it's all coalescing and moving right
let's
now. So
crush some things.
Do
then.
it.
Let's do it. Let's just take 2 big, healthy smacks at this thing. I want to know from my encounter so far, do I feel like it'd be more effective to use the edge or the flat?
The edge.
The edge. I mean, you do that then.
Still.
And that's going to be, that's a crit fail. And I do have 1 lucky left, so I'm going to use that. No, I don't. I don't have a lucky.
Oh, you don't have any?
I don't have any luckies left. I think I'm out of luckies and I might be on my last rage. That's jacked. And 12 plus 9 for the
I don't
second
think you'd be
hit.
on your last rage because you took a
21.
long rest at the top of the thing and you only used 1 rage since then.
Okay.
But
then I have lots of luckies left too. So I got
Yeah.
1 crit fail and a 21.
okay, so 1 hit.
1 hit. 4 plus 8, 12 slashing, and 4 fire. So 16 total. And that crit fail.
Yeah, I'm going to say your axe just kind of gets lodged in it, and as it's moving
Oh,
towards
that's so
Arcturia,
annoying.
you're being dragged with it,
Oh.
along with Zay, who's further up. So
Really, I don't like that at all. Like
it
getting
keeps
that.
you close to it.
Yeah, but it's such a pain to count. I'm unhappy with that.
Lark, you're next.
I will sheath Little Dinky and draw my rapier and attack.
All right.
I think I...
Are you hidden?
No, but I have... I will be able to do... I will be able to do sneak attack just because it's engaged, I think.
Mhm.
Do I get advantage on this attack? Let me think. Steady aim. I think... All right. I think I do, but rather than look it up, I'm just going to use one of my luckies and take this next attack roll.
Okay.
That's better. 22.
Yep.
All right. Damage. And then
Many D6.
24 points damage.
Okay. Very good. The force of your attack blows a hole in it, but it's just a massive pile of bones still, so it doesn't quite stop coming at you. Anything else, or just square off with it?
It doesn't, like, if there's any way that's apparent that I can stop its progress, I would, try to do that, but it's
very big. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Matthias, I looked up that potion. Do I have to declare the one type of creature? Because it's supposed to be against one specific type of creature: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And Scoot, knowing what he knows right away, would have picked undead because they're right in front of me.
Yep.
And that's creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against me, and I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
For how long?
10 minutes.
Very good.
Handy.
Ilka, it's your turn.
I want to shatter it without impacting my comrades.
Easy.
But it looks big enough
Yeah.
that I can aim somewhere that they're not.
Yep.
With a shatter.
Aim for the top.
Yeah, great. I would like a Constitution save from that guy.
It fails.
Good. 18 thunder damage.
All right.
What a loser.
Seems to be more effective.
And
than you'd
it no,
expect as
it
well.
is. Is it organic material?
Yes.
Bone.
Right.
And I'm going to Bardic Inspiration at Scoot, who gets a D8 with that.
Cool.
At this point, it's going to try to suffocate Scoot and Ilka, or Scoot and Zay, since you're both on it. First, to damage Scoot, it gets an 11. So I think it actually doesn't affect you, Scoot.
Yeah, first time in quite a while.
Right. Zay, it gets a 14. Does that hit?
Ties go to the baddie.
To the attacker, yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You're going to take 10 bludgeoning damage and 10 necrotic damage for 20 total.
Okay.
And it's going to grapple you. It's going to kind of pull you into its bony mass. But you're not restrained. So if you want to shapeshift, because now it's your turn, you can.
So I kind of just landed on it after I was thrown.
Right. Like you held onto it.
Okay.
But then it kind of pulled you in, like the bones around you,
Okay.
like a cage. Your woodpeckers are still around too.
No, I would have lost concentration when I did the thunder
got it.
wave.
Yep. Makes sense. Well, not thunder wave, but being grappled would.
Oh, so it did successfully grapple me?
Yeah.
Do I need to try to escape from
No, because you're not
that,
restrained.
or-
You can
I'm not
still
restrained.
You can still
Okay.
shapeshift if you want to, I believe.
Okay. I am going to cast Fairy Fire on the giant
thing?
skeleton. Yeah.
Okay. So it makes a dex save.
Yes.
I'm going to give it disadvantage since you're inside of it, and it succeeds. So what color is it today?
It is kind of like the purplish blue of like when you see a galaxy on Yeah.
Like a nebula.
a nebula.
Okay. And from within, the thing starts to just iridesce all around you, painting the white landscape with color. It's beautiful, actually. At about this time, the ritual, there's one last thum kind of flare. And then just all around you in this old, ashy, ruined city, you start to see like blue and white specters start to rise up, standing. Also very Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. They all seem like they're wearing old armor. They all seem like warrior types.
Handy.
And yeah, hundreds of them. And they begin to surge at this bone colossus thing and just pull it apart. Do you get out of the way or like let them do their thing? Okay.
I cheer them on.
Yeah. So that it doesn't take long, and they just completely it tries to fight them, and it does kind of like slash a couple away with its bony appendages, but it seems like these things are more than a match for it, and so Zay is finally dug out from the pile of bones as it goes loose, and this green energy dissipates. And you are all left standing near Arcturia, who seems very tired and spent from doing this ritual. She's kind of like resting, bracing herself. And a big ghost addresses the four of you and steps out from the crowd, maybe like 10 feet tall. Looks like an orc woman, an orc warrioress, just with like, super, super muscular. She has like a crescent moon earring and roll perception, everyone, just to get an idea of what you're picking up.
14.
29. I rolled a
Wow.
20.
9.
9.
6.
Okay, Zay,
I guess I'm starstruck.
you're the only one with clarity. You notice that she actually has a tattoo of what looks like a very toothy dolphin on her shoulder. Just oddly enough for a ghost. But otherwise, these collected ghosts seem like they're all from different eras, different backgrounds, mostly humanoid. She addresses you all and says, "Why have you called?"
We're trying to stop Manchun from sucking all of the ghosts or all of the souls out of the Wall of the Faithless.
Very well.
We need your help.
We have no love for the Wall of the Faithless.
Oh,
We resent our fate being forced to nothingness for eternity.
I suppose, but also like using the power of the Wall of the Faithless for, Manchun's ends, that's not good either.
He wants to trap us as well.
Oh, yes.
He wants
He would
to
use you for pure evil.
And she turns around to the collected crowd and says, "No gods! We will not be prisoners again!" And they're all like, "Roar!"
Woo!
Yeah,
Zay starts to party with them.
yeah. They say, "Lead the way."
Well, that's the worst thing to hear.
So then we start marching up the spire, I guess?
Yeah, gravity shifts as you go up that way,
Sweet.
and this army kind of coalesces behind you all as you start to make your way up towards the Radiant Citadel and the green light in the distance.
How tall is the spire?
I've said between half a mile to a mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we don't want to like furiously run toward our destination
I mean,
for a mile.
we'll say you get there, like
Presumably.
the souls help you go faster.
Like a 12-minute walk.
You go fast enough that Scoot still has a few minutes of protection from his potion.
Nice.
when you get to
Weird.
the top.
Wasn't expecting that at all, I'll be totally honest. I
mean,
thought
as
that
long
was
as
just
you-
burned.
I assume you got at least like a 7-minute mile on you. So,
Soul Surge.
I
Yeah.
did when I was 14.
well, how old is Scoot? Like 18? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. That should be okay.
So, as you reach the top of the spire, with army at your backs and Arcturia trailing, you can see the battlefield at the bottom of the Radiant Citadel, just up ahead. You could even like leap. You can feel gravity changing as you get closer to the Radiant Citadel, almost as if you could just spacewalk over to it. At the heart of this wreckage, at the bottom of the Radiant Citadel, there is a towering spire of spirits bound in soul stones, the bottommost soul pylon. It seems like they've kind of grafted on and attached those shattered parts of the top soul pylon to it, so it's even bigger than the first one was. It's pulsing like a beating heart. It seems to be like siphoning energy from the wall itself with each pulse, twisting and contorting reality with its magic. The ground is trembling, and you can see all around the wreckage of battle and forces still in combat. Off to the distance, a little ways, you see the remaining survivors of your buddies. There's Cholet, the ancient brass dragon, who is on the ground protecting the remaining soldiers from the hammerhead, which has crashed. You can see that the head of the hammerhead, like the front half of the ship, is near the spire itself. It's maybe 60 feet away, like facing right towards it. And it seems to be like sputtering and smoking, like there's still some energy in there. But there are also many undead and spirits and mercenaries sort of splayed all around the surrounding area, defending various parts of it from your buddies. Up in the sky, Zelipharn is cruising by, occasionally breathing lightning on the spire or on the forces down below. And there are a few griffin riders with him, as well as several pigeons.
I was going to ask.
And they are all, yeah, you don't see the Bloodhawk, just the pigeons now. They're just going as fast as they can. They can kind of outrun the volleys from down below, and so they're doing their best to pepper them and keep them busy, while the folks on the ground are just trying to survive. So the sort of the highlight of this whole thing is the Soul Spire with kind of a 60-foot cleared area around it. It's kind of marshy and wet and full of debris. You see a hooded figure standing next to the spire, sort of with their hand on it, and as Zelipharn streaks by and breathes lightning at it, it crackles right past this figure's face, and he just kind of looks up, and you see a glint of a mask from the hood, but he just seems to be sort of channeling energy calmly, unafraid, maybe even amused. Do you all say or do anything before this army of souls sweeps past you into the battlefield?
We want him to break the spire.
Is that what you want? You should tell him.
Or maybe they should attack Nancy, or they should attack Manchun, and then we can get the hammerhead and smash into the spire.
You can have this conversation while you're running.
Yep. Any thoughts?
I'm just running up to a bad guy to hit him at this point. I don't know if we're going to smash it or not smash it anymore.
The hammerhead was run by a helm.
Yep, the soul jamming helm.
Soul jamming helm. Okay. So, and we thought it seemed like it's falling apart, but it seems like it has a little bit of life left in it.
And it's pointed directly at the spire.
Oh, convenient.
That's promising.
All right.
Yeah, like it crashed into the ground as it was making its way right towards it. And now it's just there.
So if we can get to it, we can use it as a battering ram?
If you have a way to charge it up.
Presumably.
Well, if we have a way to charge it up, does it not have the soul jamming helm on it? But
Well, it's unclear from far away. You're not
Yeah,
sure
okay.
exactly what the situation is.
That feels like an approach. It's a big amount of mass. How far away am I from it? From the hammerhead?
Well, if you're like going in, you can land pretty close to it
Yeah.
as you leap off of the spire towards the Radiant Citadel and
Yeah.
the
I
soul
think
gem.
I'll go
the soul
try to
pylon.
see if the soul jamming helm is there, see if I can music it back to life and use it as a battering ram.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I call out to the souls, attack that hooded figure. Wipe that smugness right off of it.
right off his mask.
Right? And then I reach out to grab hands with Arcturia to make sure she comes with us.
What about Scoot and Lark?
Just moving forward with the armies.
Following Ilka or going towards the hooded figure?
Going
or-
towards the hooded figure.
I will go with Ilka then, I guess, to make sure that she has some backup in
Okay.
case that's necessary.
And Zay, you were going with Scoot or with Ilka?
I'm running toward the hammerhead, dragging my sister along.
Okay, so the army of souls crashes into the Radiant Citadel and immediately engages with all of Manshun's forces all around. Some of them do go after the hooded figure by the soul pylon, but they seem pretty outmatched. Like his hood blows back, and you can see it's the Manshun that you met back in Waterdeep in Season 1 with his half mask on his face, and he has a metal arm, kind of young looking, and he immediately blasts off a few rays of negative energy, which just completely obliterate 3 spirits that come at him, and it seems like he's dealing with them pretty deftly. That is until Scoot enters the fray, right up next to him. So we're going to go in the same initiative order, except this fella has a bit higher initiative. So he seems surprised when he sees you coming from the wall at him, Scoot. How do you want to barrel in? You're coming from above.
And he sees me?
Kind of like as you get close, yeah. There are a lot of spirits around, so he's a bit distracted.
Well, I'm just going to try to get to an advantageous position and then attack him.
Sure.
That's basically it.
So just coming streaming down with your axe.
Yeah. So I do a rage then before, if I have any more. You said we had a long rest.
You did at the top of the Radiant
Okay.
Citadel last
So
episode.
I'll use another one. And then 2 attacks. 13 plus 9. 22.
That definitely hits.
And 7 plus 9, so a 16.
16 does not hit.
Okay.
He deflects it.
So the one attack is 9 plus 8. 17 slashing.
Okay.
And 3 fire. 20 even.
20 even. Nice.
I say, sup, Nancy? Did I,
Says
by the way,
Silver Ways of Justice, you made it.
I guess I should have asked beforehand, but if he was engaged, would I have an advantage?
I don't think so at this point. He's not actively engaged.
Okay.
He's dealing with them pretty easily.
Okay.
Okay. He kind of grits his teeth and squares off with you, Scoot, and says, "Well, you've certainly been valuable assets, but I think we all know where this is going." And he fires off two blasts of necrotic energy at you, and then one at Zay. He pinpoints you guys going off to the side, and he fires one across the battlefield at you. So first the 2 on Scoot. You got 12 and a 15.
Yes.
Okay, 1 hit. And on Zay, a 22 hits for 23 and 23 damage, necrotic damage. And then he is going to try to fly up into the air. You do get an attack of opportunity, Scoot, if you'd like to.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
14 plus a lot, 9.
Yep.
Okay. What do we got here? Ooh, that was 9 plus 8. 17.
Yep.
And 6 more fire. 23.
Solid.
It's a
Kaboom. And you all see the blast of fire as Scoot dukes it out with Manchun in the distance.
He's not undead, right?
You don't know that
Well,
for sure.
my potion would know that.
Then yes, he is undead, actually.
So he has disadvantage on all attacks against me.
Ooh.
Right. His other roll was a crit, so.
All right, well, I'll take the lower one.
Yeah.
It was a crit. It's real fast, wasn't it?
It actually was. Let's see. Here it is.
Look at that.
Lark, Ilka, and Zay. Roll perception to see what you pick up as you charge towards the hammerhead. Figure it out.
24.
Very good.
16.
11.
Okay, you see the remnants of the spell jamming helm. You don't really know how to operate this one. It's not a music-based one. But Zay, you can tell that there's enough power in this thing that like a big jolt of energy would probably fire up. There's also lots of like steampunk machinery that powers this thing, and if it got a big jolt, essentially, that might be enough to like kick it into gear. So you just have to kind of aim it. The piloting helm is enough to kind of steer it, and then it would go off on its own. So
Hey, it seems like a big jolt of energy would autopilot this right into the spire.
Oh, awesome. Like a dragon lightning
I was
breath?
wondering about a dragon lightning breath from a friendly brass. Dragon? Bronze.
Yep.
Great. I was going to shatter it and try to concentrate that sound energy, but that would probably just destroy it.
Wait, so is Zelopharn, he breathes lightning?
Lightning, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Yep.
Zelopharn. Okay. I mean, when you said bronze, that meant Zelopharn. Yeah. We saw Cholet. Did we see?
Yeah, Zelopharn's
Yeah,
here.
Zelopharn was up. He almost hit Nancy.
He's breathing
Oh, right.
lightning on the spire with pigeons and a bloodhawk.
Yes. No Bloodhawk. We don't see the Bloodhawk.
No bloodhawk.
Never mind. Anyway.
Right, it's gone forever.
Oh,
Are you still able to connect with Zelopharn like when you were holding his soul?
haven't. No, we crushed that, I believe, or
Okay.
gave it back to him. Yeah.
I'll just shout, Zelopharn! I don't know if you can hear me, but over the fray.
It's pretty loud, and he's pretty far away, and there's lots of stuff in between. You do see him kind of circling back towards you guys in the distance, but it might be a round or two before he gets there.
Okay.
Do you all want to do anything else while you're here, or just like prepare? Ready any actions?
Can I cast some kind of an image of like a neon waving hand to get his
Yeah.
attention?
Yeah,
Great.
totally.
Cool. I'm going to throw up actually, I don't need a big fancy one for that because I'm not trying to trick him. What's my little one? Minor illusion. Great. So I'm just going to throw up like a bright green neon waving hand, like one of those Eat It Bobs that flicks back and forth to get Zelopharn's attention.
Okay, it's like right here.
Yes.
Lightning now. It seems like he like beelines towards you guys
Amazing.
as he sees it. He changes his trajectory a little
Right.
bit. Manchun whirls around and launches a beam of negative energy right at you as you do that. And it
Rude.
lights you up.
How dare.
It was a natural 1, so I guess he, I don't know, hits, like smashes a tent near you all, and the top of the tent blows away.
I'm pretty sure that he accidentally charged the thing when he revealed that.
Well, underneath this tent, you see actually there are the huddled figures of Squidly and Urstelfloxen and the Doom Raiders. They're all bound and like restrained by like magical tentacles. And there's some kind of cultisty figure that was guarding them, and he kind of looks around like, what? Oh, maybe like 30 feet away. Lark and Zay.
How far from? Am I within 120 feet of Scoot?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast Bomb of the Summer Court on him?
Yeah. Do it.
12. 16 plus a temporary.
And I will run. Is Nancy floating in the air? What happened when
Yeah, he's like 20 feet up right now.
I will try to jump in the direction of assistance to our friends who were just revealed by the tent blowing away.
Okay. What does that mean? Like going after the guard? Or
Yep.
Okay.
Going after the guard that's there.
You have surprise. So if you'd like to make a sneak attack,
I would.
then do it.
Great. 26 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This one instead. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. 20. Enhanced. Gives me another. That is 48 points of damage. Yeah, 48 points of damage.
Okay, great. You seriously wound this fella, but he's made of sterner stuff, and he just kind of howls at you. And you notice that he's actually got this weird, like, sort of like an aboleth, almost like tentacles, kind of instead of a beard. Like he's a very, very warped-looking cultist. Unclear what his whole deal is, but
Does he sound like Bill Nye?
yeah, he does. He does. Yeah, he froths a little. Okay, and this cultist is going to try to keep you from getting at the prisoners. That's his job.
Okay.
Scoot, you got this fella above you. Dragon flying towards you. Spirits all around you.
Where are the friendly spirits? Are there any, or is it only enemies around me now?
Mechanically, we're just going to say that they're all engaged or dealing with other attackers that are coming at you all. So it'll be the four of you and Manchun and this spirit.
How far away is everyone from me now?
Your buddies are about 60 feet away, and Manchun is 20 feet above you.
All right, I'm gonna take the dodge action and I'll make 30 feet towards my group.
Okay. Just trying to kind of get anyone's attention, or
I'm maybe a hit away from dead, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
If I engage anybody, I might be knocked out or killed this next round.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get back to the group. So I'm taking the disengage action or dodge action if I'm not going to get attacked on the way. So I guess the dodge action, since I'm not engaged with anyone, so I can try to make it harder to hit me.
Sounds good.
And move towards the group. 30 feet. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Manchun then is going to disappear in a flash of green light and reappear on the deck of the Hammerhead right between Zay and Ilka. Both of you, please make dexterity saving throws to avoid the blast of soul energy that hits you.
9.
4.
Okay.
I was very surprised.
You both take 1 point of exhaustion, which gives you -2 on your rolls, and you move 5 feet slower.
How long does that last?
Until a long rest. On your D20 roll specifically, not your damage rolls. And then he's going to, I think, fire 2 more rays of negative energy at the two of you. Since you're so close. He gets a 27 on Ilka and a 15 on Zay. Which,
Barely. It does hit me.
okay. 23 and 23 damage.
I'm at 0.
Okay. Zay goes down.
He says with excitement.
Which is going to take us to Lark then.
What's the status of Zelipharn's approach to the ship?
Seems like he might arrive at the end of this round.
I'm going to attack the. Let's see. Is that the best use of my? Yeah, that's probably the best use of my stuff. I'm going to attack the guard one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a vial of wyvern venom? Can I rub it on my sword as a bonus action before I attack? That's maybe that's pushing it.
I think in Baldur's Gate 3 you can do that, so we'll say yes for this fight.
My rapier is covered in wyvern venom.
Great.
Oh shit. Even with advantage, 15?
That hits.
Oh. Whew. All right.
Do you have the damage for the venom or no?
I do not.
Okay, just add 3d10 for this one attack.
Okay.
We'll make it a one-time thing.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I got that again. Okay.
Are you getting the 8s?
14. I am, yeah.
Nice.
8 plus 2d10?
3d10.
3d10. 64 points of damage. 64 points of damage.
Amazing.
Wow.
Should keep you around.
Yeah, that's enough. You slay this cultist in cold blood. In about 10 seconds, you go for the 2 weak points and get the job done. Do you want to move or do a bonus action?
Well, I did apply venom with
Oh,
my
that's
bonus
true.
action.
So-
So when my next goal is to untie or to attempt to untie everybody, but
Sure.
I can
Okay.
do that on
They
my
were
next turn.
magically tied up.
Yeah, I'll find out.
So-
Yeah, actually, that's
yeah.
true. So the tethers would start to fade away since
Oh,
this
I
guy
see.
just died. Yeah, because he was powering them.
Great.
So thank you for reminding me. Manshun is going to poof, teleporting again in a misty step right over Zay's corpse and begin to rifle through her pockets. And he pulls out the portable hole with his last dissonant. Yes, Rowan Crooks' soulstone. And he begins rummaging around inside the portable hole. He throws it on the ground and starts to reach, but that's about it for his legendary action. So Ilka, you're near all this.
Okay, mechanically, Zay is unconscious. I can't do more damage to her.
Yeah, you can.
To Zay? Yes.
to
you
Zay
can.
if I target.
It counts as a
Manshun.
death save.
Yep.
Okay,
A
That-
fail.
not-
Death fail, I'm sorry.
not doing that. Because I'm like, well, she's at 0. She just
I'm also
disintegrates.
prone, on the
Right.
ground. If you were
I wanted-
over
absolutely.
me, perhaps. You know.
Well, how far away is Scoot?
30 feet.
Scoot's close to dead.
Well, I got bombed, so I got another 10-15% of my pool back. I'm not great. I mean,
Great.
No one's feeling
Um,
awesome, I don't think.
I need Scoot's consent to turn him into a giant ape if he's feeling like King Kong today.
Sure, I'm a giant ape.
Great. Do you have a stat block for that?
You have this line.
I just noticed you're wearing an Arcturia shirt.
Oh,
I
wow.
am.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Anything else? Bonus action?
I'm gonna run at Manshun and try to stop him.
Okay.
So in the portable hole are the Jolly Gent souls that were in the floating thing, but not the one that was at the in the war room.
Where's that one?
That is in a bag of holding that Scoot has.
Which
'cause-
Zay has now because she took the portable hole.
Is that the
Or
same?
the-
Is that the same bag of holding?
The bag of I gave her the bag of holding that was supposed to have all the phylacteries in it at
Okay.
the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, so his soul is not in there. It had to be big enough to go over it.
Are you talking about the Dracolich phylactery, though, or Rowan Crooks' soulstone?
The one that was in the war room when we had that big
Yep.
battle there.
Yep.
And we turned it into something to, like I was sitting on it, but we put it over, we had to use the bag of holding so it was big enough to go over it in the air,
Okay.
not the portable hole.
Well, then Manshun's looking very frustrated as he
Good.
digs around inside the hole.
Okay. I had it.
The Jolly Gents ones, yeah.
And as well as the faux row soulstone.
That your portable hole wouldn't have been big enough to go over because we had I'm forgetting, what did we turn it into? Some big thing. Like a rock or something.
This is ringing a bell. I feel like I had
It
Zay
is.
holding it.
Okay.
But
Yeah, all right. Just forget that I said anything then. We'll go back. We can go back and
fact check, yeah.
retcon all this later.
Well, anyway, he's still rummaging. So you get up in his face, Ilka.
Yeah.
Zay, make a death save, please.
3.
1 failed death save for Zay. Takes us back to Scoot. You are a gorilla, Scoot. A big one.
I'm a giant ape. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Well, that's how I'm imagining it.
Let's see. With an int of 7, so I'm not sure what my action would be. Probably to attack the first scary or hostile thing I think I see.
That would probably be the big glowing wizard. What's Scoot's int normally?
9.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll
Pretty
attack
similar.
a big glowing wizard.
Okay. So what's your attack?
I have a multi-attack with 2 fist attacks, or I can throw a rock. So I'm gonna go up for 2 fist attacks, I think.
Okay, sounds good.
So,
Roll it.
that's 12,
12 does not hit.
and that is also 12.
Is there a grapple in there or just the 2 attacks?
Multi-attack, 2 fist attacks, 3d10 plus 6, bludgeoning for each fist, 5 foot reach.
Well, it is enough to slow down Manshun as he tries to find what he's looking for. So he kind of takes a step back and then blasts you with a negative ray as well as a gorilla. Getting a 21, so that's 23 necrotic damage.
Okay, it hits.
And then it's his turn.
Do we start the next round? So
Yeah, so Zelfarn is overhead. He's ready to activate this thing. Manchun is going to strike one more time. We'll say he loses his focus on the hole because he's surrounded now by Ilka and a giant gorilla. And he's looking nervous. He's still a spellcaster. He doesn't want to be completely surrounded. Plus, he's a little banged up. So he is going to cast a spell. He's going to cast Synaptic Static on the two of you. Please make Constitution saving throws.
I don't know if he's proficient, so 13.
And I'm -2 for exhaustion, so 7.
Okay. So that's going to do some damage to both of you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, it's rolling really low.
Good.
22 damage to both of you. And for a little while, you both have a -d6 to your attack rolls.
Is that in addition to the... No, because the 2 is to d20 rolls.
It's the way that Bane works, which, let me double check. I think it's attack rolls, so it would be, I don't know, the greater of the two. I guess you'd roll a d6 and see if that's more than 2. And then he's going to blink up into the sky 30 feet just to get out of range of the two of you. Still holding the bag in his hand, the hole. He yanks it with him, but it's harder to reach into because it has to be on a flat surface to open up a portable hole. So he just takes it with him. Lark, you see Zelfarn zoning in, and your buddies behind you are loosening up their shackles and getting ready to help out. So what would you like to do?
Let's see. I'm going to run back. So if they're getting out of the shackles, I'm going to try to get Zelfarn to power up the ship to hit the spire. Zelfarn, can you charge this thing? And while I'm talking, I'm going to run to the ship and try to stabilize Zay.
Okay. Roll medicine. Or if you have a potion, you could use that too.
Or if you happen to find my healer's kit, which I keep prominently on myself.
Like a St. Bernard.
Do I just
right under the chin?
Do I know how to use it? Well, I don't think my medicine roll is going to work. What is medicine? That's a 5.
Okay. Well, you're covering her at least with your body.
Yeah.
In the event of emergency.
Did Zelfarn hear me? Does he understand? I'd be like gesturing to the power up unit.
Yeah. Is someone going to aim it or try and steer it at all, or just blast it with lightning and see what happens?
Oh. Yeah, I'm still good.
And we're on it,
Not dead.
so we'll travel with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will act as a conduit and go steer and channel that.
Okay.
All
So
that.
and you use your illusion,
Big hands.
like
Right
that.
here.
That helps time it out with Zelfarn, and
Yep.
he swoops in and breathes lightning right into the console where the spell jamming would happen, as you kind of turn the ship so that it's angled right at the soul pylon, and it gets blasted by lightning. And actually, the hammer front part of the ship tears off of the base of it entirely and just like launches like a giant fist essentially right at the soul pylon.
Perfect.
Leaving you all kind of get like knocked around a little bit. You lose your balance, but you're not carried with it. You're just kind of dragged forward a little bit. And it punches into the soul pylon and doesn't like destroy it, but it does like tip it over. Like the moorings that attached it to the Radiant Citadel are torn, and it kind of tumbles away, like off into the sky a little bit with the momentum of this hammer before it kind of like, gets pushed off and lands on the ground and crunches. The magical energy in the air gets a little lighter, but it's not like gone yet. This thing's not destroyed. It's just weakened in the connection. Like the sucking of souls from the wall is no longer happening as far as you can tell. It's just containing all this energy. And there's a big boom that echoes around the battlefield, and everyone turns and looks.
So the pylon itself is somehow storing energy. It wasn't just a conduit.
Yeah, there's a lot of souls in it, and Manchun was withdrawing them from it.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
But he seems to like twist in the air and be very upset and like worried about it. Like he's ready to go do something right now. Unclear what, because it's Zay's turn.
I roll my death save and I get higher than a 10.
Thank goodness it wasn't a crit fail.
18.
That's one success.
I'm lucky, so a crit fail would not necessarily be a crit fail.
That's true.
For me.
That's true. Okay.
I go,
Zay's alive.
well, not quite.
As it like rolls away from the force of the hammerhead, you see in the keening gloam in the distance, there's this sort of like the eye of a hurricane's kind of opening up, like this big hole is opening up in the storm around the Radiant Citadel. For some reason, there's like a rip in that dark current of energy in the sky around you. Scoot, Manchun is about 20 feet up, and he seems distracted.
Is there anything I can throw?
A rock, piece of ship.
A
Biggest-
halfling.
There's
No,
lots
just kidding.
of debris.
Biggest, heaviest thing I can find to throw. This giant ape is huge with a strength of 23.
You could throw Lark or Ilka.
I would like to pick a weapon to throw or a bludgeoning item. Unless somebody, all right, if somebody,
I mean,
Well,
or a piece of
I'm
ship
just
deck.
grabbing whatever's nearby.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just grabbing something to throw.
Sure. So you grab like the remaining piece of the hammerhead, like a big chunk of ship hull.
Yeah. And then
Pocket.
is this with a ranged attack throwing? Is that strength or dex?
We'll say strength because you're a gorilla
Okay.
or a giant ape.
So that's a 10 with plus 6, and then I don't know if there's any other bonuses on top of that.
Okay, that's a hit.
I like to picture you as a silverback.
7d6.
Trombones.
So, so that is 4, 8, 14, 19, and 19. So that's 29 plus.
Wow. Pretty good.
Take that, you
The
piece of ship.
banana.
I think it's Mario, something like that.
You get out some drums. That breaks his concentration, so he actually plummets back to the ground again
Good.
around the rest of you.
As long as he doesn't land on me, cool.
Right. So he's going to get back up and I think try to blast the monkey again. Getting a nat 1 again. So I guess you're able to like knock his hand away and grab onto it. Like you have a better grip on him, so you can have advantage if you're attacking him.
Okay.
Again, so he's not quite restrained, but takes us to him. He is going to, I think, fire a lightning bolt at you with his free hand, Scoot, which is a dexterity saving throw.
Is this another legendary action?
No, this is his attack.
Oh,
This is
okay.
his action for his turn. So,
Wait, didn't he just go?
no, he did a blast, which was his legendary action after Scoot's
Okay.
round, and
I
then this
see.
is his turn.
Got it.
So, sorry, lightning bolt is a dex save.
I got a 2, so I'll probably fail.
Okay. Roll some dice. 36 damage, Scoot.
Okay.
Comes down from the heavens. Takes out a couple spirits in the distance, too, as this beam shoots down onto you. Next is Lark.
All right.
Standing over Zay.
And next to Nancy, right? Like
Yeah.
he fell down.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack him with my rapier. Is the poison still on it? How does that work?
It was one burst of extra damage. We'll
Okay.
say, and then
All
it's
right.
used
Then
up.
it's done. Okay.
Yep.
So it's all over the dude who's dead.
Yep.
While I'm doing this, I'm going to yell, Kalimvor, if you could hurry up, we need your help. Ilka, if you could heal Zay, that'd be
Yep.
great. 18.
Yep.
7, 11, 18, 19, 21, 23 points of damage. 23 points of damage.
Okay. He's looking more and more rough.
He has half mask?
Yeah.
I say, too bad you don't have a full mask, so it would cover your whole ugly face. And then because I'm wearing my armor, does that count as a punchline if I make a successful sneak attack?
Yes, it does.
All right, so then He takes an additional 11 points of damage.
Lark's armor glows for a moment as he delivers a diss,
Love it.
like the 2 Harlequin trails from your hoodie.
Awesome.
Okay. He is going to tell you, shut up, and make a charisma saving throw, please, Scoot, or Lark.
It's a really weak comeback.
Yeah, you hit him where it hurts.
Charisma saving throw. 9.
Okay, you find that you actually can't speak, Lark.
Man.
His word actually silences you.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Ilka, it's your turn.
I cure wounds all over Zay.
Hey.
Of course I do. She gets 9.
Number 9. That's enough to bring you back up, say.
Excellent. What's been
And-
happening?
Unless you have something else, Ilka, it is then Zay's turn.
I can't answer.
I can't either.
Yeah, I'll
No, but I
answer.
can. My brain is mush. Can I cast that at 2nd level instead of 1st level
Sure.
and heal her for more?
Yeah.
Amazing. You get 7 more than what I just cast on you.
Gracias.
And I'm gonna bardic inspiration at Lark with his silence. See if that helps him somehow. It's of course disturbs the sound of silence. That's for you.
It's a bop. Zay, it brings it back to you. Manchun's right next to you, being held by a giant ape.
Being held by a giant
Bite his
ape.
ankles.
I use a bonus action to cast Balm of Slumber Court on myself for 13.
Mhm.
And a temporary hit point. And then I look around to summon the wrath of nature to rouse the spirits of nature against Manchun.
What does that do numerically? Or like for the fight?
Everything natural around me becomes animated. So looking around, do I mostly just see rocks and pebbles? And
Rocks and
sorts?
also a lot of water because all
lot
the
of
water from
water.
the Citadel drains down here, so it's pretty marshy.
Have that it's marshy.
Mhm.
So this does not impact water.
What about the bacteria and life forms in the water? Because it just came from a city.
It's grasses,
coli.
trees, roots, and vines, and rocks.
Okay.
So
There's some vines and rocks.
I'm going to cause the loose rock to launch at, well, I guess I'm just going to cast it right now and see what all becomes animated. And then on my next turn, I can use a bonus action to make further things happen.
Okay, a whole bunch of rocks. It's almost like the end of season 3 of Avatar. You just have a whole floating swarm of them all around.
Okay, I'm going to have them poised to go toward Manchun on my next turn, I guess.
Manchun is going to try to break free from the ape. And he gets a 15. Do you want to roll an athletics check to see if you hold on to him?
I got a 9 with a +9, 18.
No sweat. You keep your grip. Which brings us back to you, Scoot.
I'll punch him in the head twice.
With advantage.
Knock that
7,
stupid mask off his
8,
face.
8, so 16
Yep.
for the first one. And 15 to start, so I probably got a hit on that one.
Most deaf.
All right. 2 fist attacks, 3d10 plus 6. And I just sorted everything for the ones I don't use, but that's for Scoot and not for Grape Ape. That's a 10, 15, 16 plus 6. So 22.
Okay.
22 fist damage to the face.
Okay, his face goes fully into the ground as you bring the force of nature on him.
And I would hopefully not let go.
Yeah, he's just like prone now as
Yeah.
well.
This is a hockey fight. If I could pull his jersey up over his head, turtle him a little bit, and it's...
Yeah, 100%.
Say, teach you to try that hot dog shit in my rink.
He is going to just try to get away again.
Legendary escape.
Yeah, he poofs out and appears in the air above you all. Everyone please make a Constitution saving throw. As this blast of soul energy
Am I
hits
still
you.
exhausted, or did that go away with
Still
my death?
exhausted, yes.
Oh, that's how I feel about that.
That's a fun argument. I got knocked unconscious. Am I less exhausted now?
Mm-hmm.
Which I can kind of see.
You had a deep rest.
Yeah, deep rest would be a
Post
thing.
colonoscopy.
DC
or so I've
13.
been told.
Did not succeed.
I did succeed. 14.
11.
15.
Okay, Ilka and Scoot, you guys both take 1 level of exhaustion as well, which we're saying is -2 to your ability rolls, and attack rolls, and -5 to your move speed.
I already have a level
So
of
now
exhaustion.
you have 2. So you have
It just
-4
stacks
total
together.
and -10 move speed. Yep. Takes us back to Lark.
He's 20 feet up in the air. And what has happened with the people that I freed?
They are fanning out. They're looking to you if you need aid, but they're just dealing with all the other aggressors in the area. There are still many.
Okay. I can't easily get to him up in the air. I'm not sure what damage I could do to the spire that has fallen.
I think between the giant ape and Little Dinky, you could get up to him pretty easily. Also, gravity is a little light here, so
Okay. So when he poofed and reappeared, he's not high enough up that I could, like, if I clambered up.
right. Like he wanted you all to be in range of the blast, so he stayed pretty low to the ground. Still.
Okay. Then I will, hopefully using the grape ape, climb up and launch myself. I don't know if he gives me a shove or a flip or whatever, but
It's very doable.
okay, great. So in the air, I will try to attack Nancy.
Go for it.
I will not roll with advantage. Should I roll with disadvantage?
I don't think so.
You still have a bardic inspiration on you?
I do, which I may need because I had a terrible roll. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration.
Amazing.
Actually, I'm going to use my heroic inspiration first and re-roll that because that was really bad. In fact, I'm going to switch dice. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the same one. Okay, that was way better. 25 to hit.
Yep.
Great. 6, 7, 11. Nope, that does not work. Well, I am going to... Can I add my bardic inspiration to damage, or that's only to hit?
Only to hit.
Then 15.
Damage?
Yep.
Okay. That breaks his concentration again, so he plummets down to the ground, kind of right in the middle of all of you, as you land near him. And at this point, there's a coalescing in the air, and then all of a sudden everything freezes. Whew! All the specters in the air are not moving. The 4 of you are still able to move. You're not impeded. Manshun as well seems to kind of be floating as if like held in an invisible fist a few feet off the ground. And the soul pylon is also hovering in this sort of like ethereal quasi space that you're in now, a few feet away, or where it was like 60, 100 feet away. And in front of you, standing on the Radiant Citadel, is this 50-foot tall robed figure carrying a set of silver scales, just sort of with like a hooded face, undiscernible, regarding the 4 of you and looking at all the surrounding area for a second. Do you have any immediate... Oh, you all also change back to who you are. You are yourselves again. So you are no longer silenced and you are no longer a monkey. You are the truest version of
I
yourselves.
was an ape.
Are we still
Excuse me.
exhausted?
You're still exhausted.
I'm not at my best.
No.
Did Nancy transform at all to be his truest self?
His mask fell off, and you can see that where his mask was covering his face is actually all Phantom of the Opera. It's very decayed.
Kalimvor, your worshipfulness. Thanks for showing up.
We're all fine here. He lets out a deep sigh.
I
Anybody else
point and I say, he did it.
To Manchun.
Yeah.
He says, I know.
Oh, good. You don't need the backstory.
I'm so tired, he says.
I can imagine.
Sames, buddy.
All of this, the wall, the gloam, was never meant to be a permanent solution. We created it shortly after I became a god.
Neat.
He says.
Oh.
Me and the other deities of the pantheon made it to prevent a cosmic force from consuming the souls of the universe. It keeps the things out that would want to devour these loose souls.
Like Manchun?
Sort of like that.
Yeah.
So we're in an interesting place, he says. None of the other gods can see us right now. I want to know what you think. Should we reset this whole thing? Break the wall?
What happens to the souls that are trapped in the wall if we break it?
They would be free again to go wherever they choose to in the afterlife.
But they could choose? Like they wouldn't have to just bop around and be eligible to be sucked up by whatever wanted to use their soul power?
It would be dangerous out here, but that's right. I can try and shepherd them to safety.
I would support that. Also, I'd like Manchun dead. I'm real done with this guy.
So this was never meant to be a permanent solution, but in all these years, did you come up with an alternative one?
I don't know of a better answer yet. The forces from beyond our multiverse are pure chaos. He says the gods all agreed that the wall was the best choice, all except for three. Timora, Mask, and Asmodeus dissented. But the majority agreed that we had to do something to keep the souls of the multiverse here, because the more of them bled away, the weaker our powers became. So we could free the trapped souls inside, but risk chaos. We have a good excuse, no better chance to do it than now. He points at the soul pylon. He says, or we could preserve it and keep order and maintain its grim purpose.
That's a really hard choice. I can see why you struggled with it.
Yes, I like the choice to not be in my hands anymore. He says meaningfully.
Pick 4 mortals?
And really, I don't know that we're the most qualified to make this choice. I would not have voted for us, but since we're here, I'll vote to break the wall.
The orc that sort of took leadership of the souls, can you remind me what her attitude toward... She views it as imprisonment.
Specifically said, no gods, we will not be prisoned again.
So she seems to be...
I would assume any of the souls that are trapped in the wall would be in favor of breaking it as well.
I personally support breaking the wall.
But also Halaster thinks the wall should be broken.
Yeah.
And that troubles me.
What does your sister think? She's frozen? Or
Now that Arcturia's thinks she has a chance to be freed, she said we shouldn't break the wall.
I think she was ambivalent about it. She said,
She
be
was
careful, it's
ambivalent.
dangerous. It'd be very dangerous, she
I
said.
misinterpreted
What is
she
that
said.
dangerous? Many people have said it so far.
Just that there are powerful forces, more powerful than the gods possibly, out beyond the wall, and they'd have access in here again, like they used to centuries ago.
Can we just let the souls out so they're not imprisoned anymore?
But new ones would be?
Like, have they done their time?
Start from scratch?
Yeah.
He says, I don't think that's an option. It's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing. Break it.
Yep, I think we should break it.
I think we should break it.
All right. We have one last matter of business, too, and he points at Rowan Crooks, at Manchun. He says, what would you like me to do with his soul, now that all the pieces are in one place? We could send it to any afterlife of your choosing, or condense it into an object so strong that it could never be broken again. It could never be freed again. And you could choose what to do with it.
It would need to be completely secure. He has a sneaky way of wiggling out of things that are supposed to bind him for all eternity.
I'm aware.
I think he should be sent to whatever afterlife, makes sense. It doesn't even need to be a necessarily punishing one.
Yeah, because there were so many parts to his soul. Not all of
He
them
says,
were.
yeah, I know a deity who would be happy to take him. And you feel your little feathery necklace quiver a little, Scoot.
Yeah.
When he says that.
I don't have a feather.
The feather on your axe.
I have a dolphin necklace.
Oh.
Yes.
That'll be fun for Manchun.
To go to the Raven Queen.
He says,
That's what I think.
very well. He says, if we're all in agreement. Did you say, Zay?
I agree.
And he holds his arm out with the scales, and they begin to tip back and forth and back and forth. And as they do that, these waves of silver energy channel out, and time resumes again as these silver waves of justice begin to beat towards the crystal spire of the wall. And the army of souls notices and kind of joins flying towards it. And these waves of energy and these souls go cascading into the wall, essentially beginning to punch a hole through it into what lies beyond. Rowan Crooks twists and disappears in front of you. Manchun, I keep saying Rowan Crooks. He pops out of existence with a little caw, caw, caw. And beyond this waving energy, it is actually quite peaceful where you all are now. The forces of Manchun are floored, either unconscious or defeated. You have a moment of peace.
Yay!
Yay! There you go.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our dungeon master, Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. Our next live show's coming up quick. It'll be on Saturday, March 15th at the Teatro Zaccone in downtown Duluth. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. The recap starts at 7, and it is once again completely free. We hope to see you there. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2024 and 2025 recipient of a Creative Individuals Grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, by the Minnesota State Legislature, and by a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Teatro Zaccone, Mary Fox, and Jody Chiava for all their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.